June 24th, 1992. Ben Nevis, Britain's highest mountain at 1,344 metres, shrouded in cloud. Today, a team from 3-para will attempt to break the world record of 7.5 hours set by George Simpson 64 years ago for driving a vehicle to the summit.
We're doing the practice run now, and we'll be back.
Breathing. Good job you're not running about, isn't it?
I'll put this on the Is that your last square meal then?
Yeah, definitely. Don't want to give it to him, his belt's going to snap.
It's had a shave this year.
That's very nice indeed.
It's alright.
You like your bit well?
You understand we've got to kill you, Bob.
Why?
I mean, well against those that are pulled out at the front.
The mood in the camp has been light-humoured as the team prepared themselves and the vehicle, a Land Rover 90 turbo diesel, for the long day ahead. Team leader Mick Doherty explains the details and reason behind their record-breaking attempt.
Well, yeah, no, because we're going to have a crack at breaking a record of climbing Ben Nevis by vehicle, which is 7 hours 23 minutes, which was set in 1928 by George Simpson in an Austin 7, believe it or not. It's not been broken since then, 64 years. The track that he followed can't be followed anymore. You've got to go on the far side, which is very, very boggy. And after the recent heavy rain, that might be a bit of a problem. We'll see. Hard work for the two lads here. It's actually an aid of the Airborne Initiative, which is the Airborne Forces charity, which raises money, and it does various character building schemes, and it will also go towards the building of a hut for use by the brigade in Glencoe. I don't know when that hut's going to be built, but plans are all well underway. We're fairly confident. Now, we're quite confident. We've done a lot of work, a lot of very hard work, clearing the track and crossing the bog, doing the river crossings, and the track when we first came here a week ago was impassable, but a lot of hard work and sore fingers later. We're about right, and we'll give it a crack, and we're fairly confident. Thank you. That's Bob Nails Collins. And J. Harry Walker. J. Harold Walker. Looking very serious there.
Always look serious.
Harold will be lost on everyone who watches this video apart from your immediate friends.
Oh, he's going to mention the winch.
Yeah, you got to mention the winch. And from one damn fine fellows who making me a job. As you can see, there's been quite a bit of work put into preparation of the vehicle, and we've got our sponsors to thank for that. Safety devices provided us with the roll cage, which I hope we won't have to use. This is a full external cage which fits outside the cab of the vehicle. It's extremely robust, and like I say, I hope we don't have to use it. But we took the vehicle down to their workshops and they fitted it, measured up, fitted it all for free. BF Goodrich, who also sponsors, they supply the tyres, which are a 10.5-inch wide mud terrain tyre, which will give us plenty of grip and also a bit more flotation than the normal tyres in the bog. Now, the idea of this is so that in a normal tyre we might sink into the bog and will cause a bit of environmental damage, as well as obviously not doing as well in the time stakes. To avoid this, we've gone for a wider tyre than we would normally have fitted to the Land Rover, and hopefully we'll overcome this. At the same time, Weller have supplied a set of alloy wheels which will reduce the weight on the axles, and every little bit helps. And they did that through BF Goodrich, Alan Baldwin, and that was very helpful. We've also been supplied with a winch at cost price, well, a bit below cost price actually, very good deal. We've got the Warn 8274 winch, which is a powerful, fast electric winch. The fitting kit came with it, and that was fitted by Peter Troop, and we've used it a couple of times so far, and it's very impressive. Good stuff. Moving round, you can't actually see them as they're fitted in the axles. We've also got the Quaife diffs, and they're a limited slip torque bison diff that, well, a torque bison as opposed to a limited slip diff, which will enable us to get across some of the bits which you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. They don't allow one wheel to spin freely with the other wheel on the same axle, static, so that in a normal situation where you may get cross-axled and you've got one wheel spinning and digging in, this will not happen here, and it has already proved very helpful. As you can see, we've got Slick 50 in the vehicle. This is a friction reducer. This is in the gearbox, the engine and the diffs, and this just reduces friction, it increases mileage and all that. We've got that in to, obviously fuel consumption isn't a great problem on this. We've got that in just to help reduce this, and if we start losing some oil out of the engine or whatever, or we crack the gasket in the gearbox, then we're not so worried about the actual loss in oil, because the friction reducer will help overcome that. Land Rover's also helped. They've loaned us a backup vehicle. We have a 110 TDI, which has proved an excellent vehicle. As we towed the 90 up that we're going to carry this time, we towed that up on a trailer so we don't have any last minute problems with it, and proved an excellent tow vehicle, plenty of space. We managed to get everything in, and it's been a great help.
With every detail checked and double-checked, the team leave for Inverlochy Castle. Anything forgotten now, or not working efficiently, could prove a disaster on the mountain and lead to ultimate failure in the record attempt. Inverlochy Castle, and start point of George Simpson's original run, and also now for the Paras, who aim to follow the 1928 route as closely as possible.
3, 2, 1, go!
And they're away, with a grueling task ahead of them. The old route crosses the busy A82 Fort William to Inverness Road. Here the team have to divert through the Alcan recycling plant. With several narrow footbridges now added to the lower section of the old route, it can no longer be followed by the wider Land Rover. Alcan kindly allowed the team to use their service track, which climbs up across the moor towards the foot of Ben Nevis, from which point the team can rejoin the original route. It's a normal working day for Alcan's smelting plant, so caution is required as the team drive through the factory area and across the railway track. Once out of the factory, the race against the clock is really on, as Mick Doherty pilots the Land Rover up the winding gravel track. Mick concentrates hard. Team members and tyres take a hammering as the Land Rover negotiates the track as fast as safety allows. Any time that can be saved here will be invaluable later as the route gets higher and much tougher. A boulder-strewn riverbed is the first of many obstacles. Jay Walker and Bob Collins prepare to guide the Land Rover through. Into low ratio, and the Land Rover is eased off the track into the riverbed. Mick watches carefully. Any one of these large boulders could crack or break a differential case or gearbox housing. A close call, but the Land Rover only suffers minor damage to a sill. It serves to remind the crew of the unforgiving nature of the mountain. From here, the climb upwards begins as they start the moorland crossing. Extreme caution is needed. The moorland bogs could completely swallow the Land Rover, so Jay Walker and Bob Collins run on ahead to guide Mick Doherty around the hidden bogs and up onto the mountain. The weather is already starting to close in, and clouds roll down the mountainside. By the time the team rejoin the original route across the moor, an hour will have elapsed. Redburn Gully, and the weather has really taken a turn for the worse, while walkers tread the path about to be taken by the Land Rover. Will it be wide enough? With visibility almost down to zero, Bob Collins climbs up the mountainside to look for sound anchor points. The track here is not as wide as the Land Rover, and there's a chance it might slip off the edge, with a drop of 700 meters to the valley floor. The team plan to attach their winch cable to the anchor strops. If the Land Rover does slip over the edge, then they'll be able to winch it back onto the track. To make this process as safe as possible, they use a two-point attachment. If one point should fail, hopefully the other will continue to support the Land Rover.
Let her out, Mick! Mick! Let her out! Wait! Okay, okay! Let her out! Okay, stop! Okay. Fire out, mate, can you?
Oh, it does this when it starts to jam together.
Hang on, if you want to put it, if you want to sort it out.
Come on, Mick.
Right. Hang on, cut the tent in. Okay. Okay.
Aluminium pierced planking is placed along the outer edge of the track to spread the Land Rover's weight over a wider area. This should prevent the edge of the track falling away under the unaccustomed load.
Michael! Michael! You...
Whoa! So do break, you'll turn your wheel around and put it out a bit.
A few tense moments. Having successfully negotiated that corner, the planking is again brought into action. The team had earlier spent the best part of a day preparing this part of the track. It was barely 4 feet wide and needed some extensive work to widen it.
No, back there, back there. Back there.
The damage to the track has been caused mainly by water erosion, but the work put in by the team should help preserve the track for future walkers.
Good old push and push, do you? Say when?
Okay.
2 ticks!
Hang on, do you want a fucking anchor in? Let's get this in.
The Land Rover starts to slide as the edge crumbles away. Again, the Warn winch is brought into operation as an invaluable aid to their record attempt. Bob and JJ hunt for a suitable anchor point for the winch cable, while walkers get a grandstand view of the team's effort.
Yeah, I'm just shift it that way. What do you need to do? Hey, you take lights off me. Yeah, go on, go on. Go on, go on, go on. Go on, go on, go on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ease off a little. Ease off a little. Stop it, get out. What? Yeah, ease off, ease off, ease off. Turn your lights off as well, save your battery. Pull on, Martin. Okay, go on then. Go on. Go on, go on, go on. Release, release. Go.
Right.
Yes, switch off.
Nothing out, Joe.
Come up here, Mike. Up here.
The weather is now so bad that the camera crew has already lost the use of one camera, knocked out by the persistent driving rain. But it doesn't stop the paras, who continue their push to the summit. Looking down from the peak, conditions look even worse, but the team carry on, determined to succeed.
Okay? Yeah.
Some heart-stopping moments as the Land Rover slides off the track. But the combination of excellent Goodrich tyres and Quaife differentials save the day.
Jay, get it out in case it stops. Right, yeah.
Which way? I can't see your foot. What way?
Go forward, right hand down. Son, keep going. We'll just tag along.
Back on the track for the final push to the summit. The strength and stamina of the paras are severely tested. After 4 hours and 8 minutes, the objective is achieved, despite the adverse weather, and the 64-year-old world record has finally been broken.
What time is it? Just a bit, just a bit. Give it a go.
Time.
15:22.
15:22.
That's it. There's the top. What's that? 1, 2, 3. It's going to be good.
Oh, nice, kill it.
How am I going to get up there?
Ready, mate?
Whoa.
We got it, we're there.
Look this way.
Yo!
Yeah! I've got the cover off. Hang on, do it again.
Can you rewind it? Smash the world record. Yeah.
What, time-wise?
Yeah. It was 7 hours 23 minutes. And it was now 4 hours 8 minutes.
Bloody hell.
To what?
Excuse me swearing.
Up to
From sea level.
From sea level to here.
The record was set in 1928.
Yep.
Just broke it.
Just broke it.
So you're quite chuffed.
Just a touch. Where'd it get?
The Land Rover lives up to its reputation, suffering only minor sill damage and panel dents on its record-breaking ascent.
We're going to start at 11. We're going to start at 11.
I've enjoyed it, yeah. But, for a bloke of 44 who smokes his more than his fair share a day, it's been quite tough going for me personally. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Tracy and I walked up a fair amount of the way, and we let the lads from the regiment get on with it, you know. Hell of a lot fitter than what I am. No problems. Sweet as a nut. The only thing that went wrong were the rocks getting in the way.
Hey, Peter!
Smash it.
Obviously, with excellent tyres we've been given by
Goodrich.
and the tyre type is inside, which obviously the tyres may well have been punctured, we'll never know, but they haven't leaked. Thank you. And they've definitely taken a hammering.
They've taken a hammer. Losing our bloody sweatshirts or something, but that's a bloody question.
Who's verifying the record?
No, it's a brilliant panoramic view you get from up, yeah?
He's in charge up there. He's corporal. Put it in here, so I'll leave it in there till we get to the bottom.
Yeah.
But they've raided to their headquarters.
As well, have they?
They've logged it.
Logged it? Well, that's...
They logged it at 15:23, I believe.
That's the official message anyway, so it's got to be recorded.
So what's that?
Nick.
4 hours,
It's got
8
to be
minutes.
recorded. You've got to log it.
That's it.
4 hours, 8 minutes.
I wonder what they're saying at this. Yeah, we've just got a Land Rover come by here. No, you're... My friendly kid.
Are you getting in here, Pete?
Peter, get in. You're part of the team, mate. Oh, look at that.
Oh, you got to have it. It's got to be done. How about one by the wagon?
At least I can show it at Craig.
Are you feeling brave?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is there anything,
Hold on, there is Mr. Cameron.
Every man an emperor.